Hello, chat. Nice to see everybody. Go. Ladrin in here. Excellent. Want music for viewers going? Maybe I was doing both of these. Here, I'll put this other one in. They do overlay together nicely. Nice. Bad. Okay. Um. Here we are. Welcome back, players. Yay! We're back in the swamp. And welcome back, viewers. Roth, nice to see you. Nice. Awesome. Well, we are excited to get underway. As you saw in the recap, that's a lot of swamp sounds. Wow, that got loud quick. We are journeying our way through the swamp, attempting to reach Alejandro. But man, the swamp is a difficult place to. Thanks to Tuna's quick thinking early on, walking on water has spared them so much. There's so many elements like that you don't even have to contend with. Thanks to Tuna's quick thinking, it's amazing. And still, mosquitoes, bugs. What were the things that latched on there? Why can't I think of the term?
Leeches.
Thank you. Yeah, the leeches. And lots of fun stuff like that. Some diseases from the leeches. Again, thanks to Tuna coming in and clearing out diseases uh, and mushroom mucus and such. They have cleared the first 4 days of travel out of 12. We're a third of the way to where Alejandro was placed on the map. I think we'd started off with everyone getting ready for the day, packing up camp. I think Tuna was feeling particularly paranoid about all the ways in which things could go wrong today, or all the ways in which the swamp could kill you. I can't remember which one it was. That one? Okay, good.
I hate
And
ducks now.
yes, Dia obliterated a duck. That very rudely, flew up in her face and just honked real loud. So it's perfect. Feora believes that she has 4 arms and just 2 of them aren't working for some reason. Um, I think that was it. I think Ladrin had anything cooking towards the end there.
I think she had
Oh, she had
like the feeling of dread about like dying or something like
Yeah,
that, or
major
like time
fear.
being cut short.
Oh, her time is running out, and it was just so fitting for Ladrin that yeah, a feeling of dread over how quickly time is running out, fleeting it is. And who put that stuff together? It's insane. Um, with that, we'll start the day. Who has the sending stone from Aveline? Or is
Ah,
it in the bag of holding?
it might
I
be
think.
in the bag
It,
of
well, it was,
holding.
but we like split it, and I don't remember who got
Oh, right. You took him
what.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have the one for Alindra because I
Okay.
had to talk to her about Mithrana.
Mm,
Let me
So
look.
I think Aveline's is still in the bag of holding.
okay.
No,
Hmm.
I think we
I know Louis.
discussed. Sorry,
No,
we
you're good.
discussed.
Sorry.
Shit. Go ahead.
Hi, 2020 Zoom era. Right. Zoom meetings. What? Go ahead, Tasha. What was it?
I think we discussed taking them out of the bag of holding and like splitting them, and I just don't remember who got what.
Mm. Okay. Who would have wanted to get it then if we don't? Anyone want to be responsible for Adelines? Feora?
I don't mind.
Feora, you feel the gentle of the stone in one of your pouches, waist pouches. But you gotta grasp it to hear the message.
I'll take it out.
Hey, do you take it out with one of your actual arms or one of your not working arms?
Should probably try it with like her third arm first, and then like, fine, and then grab it with the normal one.
Your third leg. That was so funny. Okay. Yeah. So you grasp. You do take the item out, and the message comes in. Hello. I've been have an update. I've been sending people out to research Hell's Gate Marsh. It seems there may. And there's a pause. And then you hear just in your head, as though through the sending spell without the stone, she continues to burn spell slots. There's breaks every so often because there's only 25 words each time she casts it, but I'll just sort of skip through that so we don't break, so it doesn't sound weird. It seems there may be several ways to summon Borum. Alejandro is working on one, but it's only ended in failure so far. There are others, but I've only been able to get details on one. There is an area below the swamp bed, simply referred to as the murky depths, and what I can. Every so often, a section of the swamp bed opens up. The large whirlpool forms as it empties water and fills the space below in the depths. If you encounter it, consider taking that chance, preparing some underwater breathing, perhaps, and diving in. There's said to be an item belonging to Borum that can, well, there's a few iterations, but summon him at least, if not offer something valuable in any negotiation for him. There are many other methods referenced, but no details, sadly, so keep your eyes open for other mysterious happenings. You may just find another way entirely. After like the spell slots, the message finishes, but you can respond to that, the last one, if you want
to. Okay.
Nice. Okay. So basically, she's just saying that there are several ways to for the end goal out here in the swamp of summoning, either defeating or helping Borum, whatever that looks like. Alejandro's working on one, but it's failed a bunch. Then there's this murky depths. Big whirlpool opens up. You swim down into the murky depths and get potentially an item there that can help. But also saying there's other methods that she's getting information on, but none of them have the details that this murky depths did. To verify that you can get something to summon Borum the way the murky depths was. So just to set the tone DM wise, there's several ways. You don't have to do that. But that's just letting you know in case a whirlpool opens up, it might be helpful.
Okay.
Okay. And so we begin the next day. Next day's journey. So we'll start at the top with our daily roll. Let's do the DM roll first to see who gets that tonight. The DM inspo roll. Oh, okay. Harley, what'd you get?
3.
Serena?
Let me. I second guess myself. I thought I was muted, but I wasn't.
Oh, nice.
Let me roll it now.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 5.
Okay. Lil?
I got a 4.
3, 4, and
3, 4,
5. Okay. And Tasha?
12.
A 12. Okay. So I rolled a 20. So Tasha, you will have, yeah, DM Inspo tonight. Hooray! Frank, hey Frank. Oh, thanks for popping in for a bit. Oh, thanks for the resub. Yay. Yeah, Ed was really good at that. Okay, so with that, we begin today's journey. Let's see. First, to navigate this ever-changing swamp. Ladrin, if you're still leading, go ahead and roll your survival check. Fiora still helping? Okay, with advantage, Ladrin.
That was, thanks for the advantage because I rolled in that one. That's a 19.
19.
Yep.
Okay, well, don't have the right up here. Let's see, on this next day, the journey would... Wow, I love how much we talk. This is buggy. Oh, so funny. I'm just going back up to that map. Oh, some of our things are so funny. Okay, there it is. All right, let me see if I can just share a link if I open this in the browser here. Tasha, I'll just put this in. No, I can't. I can do that, right? Let's find out. I don't know. It's gonna play nicely with being from my Discord to yours, but there's a link in case you don't have it. Let's see. Day 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a southwest heading today. Because I know you want to avoid that water. And on day 5, you feel like it was quite a success. Southwest and all right, you're really doing well after that first hiccup. With the two of you matching up your notions together, Fior and Ladrin, the duo is really prevailing. Excellent. Next up, we're gonna do a humidity roll. Who wants to do humidity roll for the first one of this next batch? Fiora? Okay. Go ahead and roll a D100. Let's see how humid it is today in the swamp.
12.
12. My goodness. Okay. Well, it is very comfortable. It's a dry heat at least. I mean, it's always going to be humid here, but it's very low considering that first day you walked in. So everything is there's nothing affected by humidity. You all begin navigating in. Day. Is there anything? Let's see. Anyone want to roleplay anything as we make our way through the swamp on this? If not, I'll just do the other rolls and we'll...
I do want to note that Faora would have shared the sending stone information.
Okay.
Why is it always mud?
So, what's the plan for tonight?
All right, you're all going to be immobilized.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can find somewhere a bit more secure to bunker down into. And
Yeah. I
it'll.
mean,
Mhm.
I think my main concern, I don't know if they'd follow us here, but the book always said that that's when hunters strike.
Do they have a
So
way to track you? Are we talking
I
magical hunters or just like people who hunt werewolves?
I have no idea.
Huh.
I will say I don't think there's many people insane enough to follow us out here.
I would
This
agree with
place
that.
Is awful.
and poses just as much danger to
Fair.
themselves than a fully capable werewolf. So
Entirely fair. Well then, I suppose we should just keep a lookout then for maybe somewhere to hunker down.
Hmm.
All right.
Right. So as you kind of parse that out, preparing for that lunar eclipse, as up to 3 of you being werewolves. Um, can I ask all of you? You push on, you try and keep small talk going, but again, there is just something otherworldly about the fog here. Um, Almost as though you hear whispers of knowledge not meant for portals. You always catching something just out of the corner of your eye. So can I have everyone roll? I forget where we were, so we'll just do a wisdom saving throw, please. All right, and uh, Tuna, what'd you get?
24.
That's okay, amazing. And Dia,
2. Yeah.
okay. We'll put a pin in that one. Well, let's see, Feora.
6.
Oh my. Okay. And Ladrin.
16.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay. Right. All right. Well, let's take a look around. So you feel like pretty in control, Tuna and Ladrin, but slipping into your minds, the fog just seems to be permeating a bit. Eura. Dia, may I please ask you to roll a D100?
Of course. 63.
Okay. Okay. I will just tell you what this is and hand it over to
Okay.
you.
Okay.
You develop a compulsion for feeding any creature you see with whatever is at hand.
Got it.
Yep. Feora? D100 if you don't mind.
2.
Fine. Oh, okay. Um, you're hearing again these multiversal secrets that are just too much to comprehend, and you find yourself retreating into your mind as everyone's walking along, but you are just pauses in place. You have the paralyzed status, Feyor, so you can't act or react or speak. You're just kind of locked in place. So of course the rest of you will notice that, of course.
Are you alright? Feora.
Hello.
What's happening?
I poke her.
Yeah, no, it pushes, in a little bit, but she doesn't seem to move or budge.
Well, this is weird.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Feora, what's going on? Can I see? Can I tell? Like,
Yeah, do a
what's
quick
up?
investigation or medicine check.
I will go with medicine. It's an 18.
Oh yeah, I mean you recognize it as paralysis.
Okay. Primordials. All right, hold on. Please. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna lesser restoration.
Okay. Or whatever the whispers were telling you, sort of like you lock yourself in your mind and you feel the paralyzation washing away, as well as that knowledge has left your mind onto a higher plane. You again.
You all right?
I yes.
Okay. We went a little stiff there for a moment.
I was hearing things.
What sort of things? Is something following us?
No, no, I don't. I can't seem to remember.
Well, I'm sure that won't be a problem at all.
I think we should continue.
I think so too.
Mm.
And Tuna's gonna, as they continue, keep checking over their shoulder now that Feora is hearing things.
Is this another way it can all go wrong? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take a quick moment because I'm having trouble finding something that I know I. Ah, there it is. Okay. Good, 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 good. All right. Well, with that, you continue on. You're on higher. Actually, Tuna, go ahead and make a perception check if you don't mind. You can do it with advantage, being hyper paranoid.
I do mind, actually. Well, I thought I clicked with advantage. I got a dirty 20, and it didn't roll with advantage, so let me do it again. Yeah, dirty 20.
Okay, nice. All right. You're keeping a very careful eye. And while there are a number of, every so often you walk past some, gators, such, and they'll maybe follow for a little while and see what's up. They decide better and move away, but nothing persistently following you currently.
I don't like the currently, but okay.
That's awesome. Okay, so somebody gets to do the roll for the today's event. Who wants to roll for today's evening.
I'll do it.
Yay! All right, that is yeah, a D12.
Alrighty. Barbarian dice. A 1.
Okay.
Oh, I do not like that eyebrow raise.
Nice. Oh, well, we got one already. That was leeches. So go ahead and roll again
Okay.
if you would.
Yes, we don't
won't
want
put your-
that again.
Mm.
This time it's a 7.
Oh. All right. Sorry, let me get my stuff back in order here. Get back in our. I was setting up some images, but let's get right back. Okay, exciting. So, as you were navigating through the swamp today, there's always this fog that obscures things past like 120 feet or so. Sometimes it gets a little more dense, other times it opens up a little bit. But you haven't seen the sun or moon or stars or anything in quite some time. Sometimes there's trees, scarcely, that cut through the fog. Sometimes really tall vegetation. But today you see a couple of really tall structures like pillars through the fog as you're continuing your journey. You see at least 3 pillars go up into the fog. You're not sure how high they disappear in the fog. Do you want to continue over there, take a look around, or course, change your course?
Where do we need to go? I should not be the one making direction choices. I will be honest.
How many of these, you said pillars, are there?
You see 3. It was initially 1, and as you walked further, you saw 2 more, like it forming a corner of a square or rectangle. But the pillars themselves are probably 12, 15 feet apart from one another. This is just a very edge. I want to give you time and space.
Do we want to go around? Because I feel like we should go around.
Pillars pillars can sometimes lead to buildings. So, and we could use a building to bunker down into as opposed to this perfect display of wilderness.
That's fair. Okay, we could maybe head towards it
Mm.
cautiously.
All right.
Right. You all navigate towards it. May I ask each of you to make a perception check, please? And Tuna, you can do so with advantage with the hyper vigilance. And I'll go backwards this time. Ladrian, what you got?
Dirty 20.
Okay. Feyora?
13.
Okay. Dia?
14.
Ooh, all right. And Tuna?
23.
Ooh, nice. So you carefully scout, making sure that there aren't nothing is going to spring out at you. With your high perceptions, you're able to do that. You find that there's nothing in these rooms that you. Many pillars have fallen and decayed. There were once buildings here, but you find yourself in the midst of what was probably once a temple, but mostly dilapidated. There is a staircase that leads you down about 1 flight, and then there's broken doors that are that you could go further into the darkness of the tunnel if you wish. However, there are some sections up above here that could house you for the night, that are just empty, wall missing, but oh, there is a roof and 3 other walls.
We
You
want
want to
to
go down
just.
the dark tunnel?
It seems like a terrible idea, but do we really have another choice?
In this current moment, I don't think we do, with the necessities that we currently need to address.
Perfect. Great. Spooky tunnel it is.
Okay. All right, so you opt to head down to have, proper shelter. You walk around the debris of the wide staircase. These broken doors used to be pretty solid and heavy at one point. You see a lot of fine, finely detailed architecture here that has just fallen to the swamp over considerable centuries. As you navigate down into the dark tunnel, who does not have dark vision? Wait, Dia, you have it now because of something, right?
Hold on, let me check my abilities and traits. I do not. I have still poor, silly little human eyes, but I
Nice.
do have dancing lights as a cantrip.
Okay, do you want to light those up?
Absolutely.
Nice. All right. Dia. Let's see. Yeah. Um. Okay. You cast these lights and illuminate the space, and it's only another 2 flights or so down before it opens up into. There's a number of rooms off to the side, doorways to rooms, a rather large open area. This definitely seems like a place, like it had been a place of worship. Yeah, you, with your 14 perception check from earlier, are probably the first to ping. Um, Something's off further down, levels below you. Not necessarily off in a bad way, just something arcane,
Mm-hmm.
something. There's almost, you identify it not as a feeling, but almost like a scent on the wind, similar scent to the power that was coming from maybe even Mistress Spellbook, like that level of power. Something incredibly potent.
Oh, okay. Could be the item that um Aveline was talking about. Yeah, I'll let the others know. I'm I s- there's something below us that I can feel is incredibly powerful. I don't know what it is though.
It's probably a trap, right? It's trying to lure us down there.
It could also be that Borum thing that Aveline was mentioning. She said that was the murky depths was one way that she said was how it could be found. This could possibly be another way. I don't think it would hurt to look.
I think it very much could hurt very badly, but if you want to, then we will.
Just to see what it is if we're going to be sleeping on top of it.
You make a very good point. This way we'll know what's coming to kill us.
fairly put.
You've been very jumpy as of late, Tuna.
I mean, can you blame me? Look where we are. Look what we're going through.
Right, but we go through a lot of stuff like this, and it hasn't left you like this.
I don't know. It's just something just feels wrong. I don't know what it is.
Mental illness.
Probably.
Nice. All right, you navigate a little further in. There are a number of doors, into small rooms on the side. Some areas for seat that used to be seating, some marble benches that are still mostly intact, but covered in algae and growth. You exit this large center of this room into large center of another room. As you move ahead, it's sort of the only direction that this seems to head. But in this room, there is already a bit of a light in the center of the. It is. It's tough to describe. It's dark in here. With your dark vision, you can see the shades of gray and everything. So you all will see a little better a statue in the center of this room. So there's crystal clear water pouring out of different portions of sort of like this Grimace from McDonald's shape statue. And the water is illuminated. It's giving off light. There's crystal clear water. Everything else in this space pitch black. Do you approach it a little closer to get a better look?
I would like to cast Detect Magic first.
Okay.
I wonder if I press cast, it'll mark it on my thing. It does. Perfect.
A few things happen as you cast Detect Magic. You run through the course of the spell as you know it and release the magic. And initially, the water seems magical. And I don't know. I really need to study the schools of magic, but I'll just say that the water has, it's giving off like a purification type magic.
Okay.
As it pours down. But you are, a second or two after that pings, you are blinded by the radiance of, even though it's outside of the 30 feet and you can't see it through the floor, coming from below, shining up like a 100,000 spotlights. You need like 10 seconds to kind of like get your vision back.
Fuck! Ow!
Are you okay?
Yep. What was that? Right. So, water is magical, but whatever the fuck is underneath us is incredibly, magical. Ow.
Would you say that you were blinded by the light?
Get out.
Oh, nice.
But I don't sense any magical traps from the water. So I'm going to go maybe look for a way down if one of you want to inspect the pool. And then I'm going to go look for a way down because now I need to know what the thing beneath us is.
Nice. All right, Dia, go ahead and make an investigation check. And
Perfect.
Is anyone going over to check the water?
So what I'm hearing is that it's okay if I touch it.
I didn't sense anything wrong with touching it.
Great.
Do it.
She'll walk over and just kind of like dip a finger in.
Okay, it has an incredible cleansing effect. You feel it wash up your hand. In fact, you realize as it rushes up your hand that that was one of your extra hands that wasn't there. What were you thinking? You put your actual hand in, uh, and it cleanses you entirely. You no longer think that you have additional arms, and you just have not a laser focus, but you feel cleansed.
Can I bottle up some of this?
How many bottles you got?
I don't have it in my inventory, but can you say one?
You can have three. I mean, you do a lot with the bottles and alchemy and stuff. So if you want to take three full vials,
Mm-hmm.
really. Do you share anything with anyone?
Tuna, can you come here for a second?
Yeah, what's wrong? What's going on?
Just can you look in the water?
Why am I looking in the water?
Because I think I see something. Can you please look?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna
I'll
dunk their head
lean
in.
over. Yep.
While the feeling of it going in your nose and mouth and eyes is terrible, it is very cleansing and it washes away your paranoia.
I come back up. Sayora, what the Wait. Wait. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Ladrin.
I'm gonna be over on the other side of Tunis. You don't do that to me. But I would like to touch the water.
You run your hands through the water, and the same thing. You're cleansed, and you have that sense of dread that time is running out and life is fleeting, and you just don't have enough time. Washes away back to whatever extent you were feeling that before. If
Wow. Okay, this is great. Dia, it's your turn.
Nothing's wrong with me. Also, I'm looking for a stairway.
Touch it. But just touch it.
I'm busy.
what was your investigation check there?
My investigation check was 15.
Okay. Yeah, you find a stairwell over in that opposite wall. It's a little more narrow than the one you came down, but you see it goes down a flight, hooks left, and I mean, if you want to look beyond that, you can, but you're dancing like it seems like it tracks backwards, loops around and comes back, continues
Okay.
going down.
Found the stairs. I'm gonna go over to the stairwell.
Are you sure you don't want to touch the water first?
I'm sure. I'm fine.
I will splash you.
That's very rude and unnecessary.
Dia, you see a little lizard crawl down the wall, and you're just compelled to.
You. Hello, little friend. Here, I have something. I have some jerky in my bag. I'll pull out. I'll pull out a.
Dia, come touch the water, please.
I am. There is a starving lizard.
I would
here.
like to
We don't have the rations for you to be feeding every small animal that you come across.
This is literally the first animal that I've come across
Sure.
that I've wanted to feed. We've done it literally every single time. And then they've become our companions. Who knows what this lizard could be? It could be a secret, I don't know, ancient paladin's mount for all we know.
To be fair,
That is a lizard.
This is a very Dia thing to do. I don't think there's anything wrong with her.
I'm gonna try
You're
and
not
feed the jerky
Pesci-
to the lizard.
The duck. Can be a duck incident at least.
That fowl was incredibly rude and flew in my face.
It was.
It deserved what it got.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so you heading down, Dia?
Yeah.
Okay. You head down, and was everyone following?
I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. As you get down to the bottom of this stairwell, and before you hook the corner around or right after you hook the corner to start backtracking down the next staircase. Tuna, with your 23 perception from earlier, you 100% hear movement further ahead, maybe 120, 140 feet.
I'll kind of hold my hand up to everyone and I'll say in the dragon chat, do you all hear that?
Do we hear?
Go ahead and make fresh perception checks, everyone else, with advantage, because Tuna's pointing that out. Tuna, I'll say specifically, you know the sounds of earth-based elementals when you hear them. They're heavy. They grind.
Yeah.
And with your 23, you even see, you're looking across, it's down the stairs and across a vast room, like the one just above. And then there's a small doorway into another open space, and you see a flicker of flame walk across as well. Dia, what's your fresh perception with advantage?
My fresh perception is 16.
Okay, all right. You do hear that. I mean, you're familiar with it too. The earth elementals that infest the world. Feora?
13.
Yep, that's enough. You hear it as well. And later?
23.
Oh yeah, you hear it and you see the flame. By at least 3, but whatever that flame is carries a very large acid. Typical.
I would like to, just to be proactive, cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
Okay, that's perfect
Just
timing.
in case.
Can I have all of you roll a
Yeah.
stealth check, please?
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
Where is that?
Do you keep your dancing lights up, Dia, or do you douse them at hearing that?
I will douse them and, well, I will hold on to Tuna and then douse them.
Nice. Okay, Tuna, what you got?
24.
Oh, nice. Dia?
31 total.
Nice. Feora? Uh-oh, good or bad?
It's a plus 10,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. 41.
Yep, there it is.
1. Feora, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Did you crit?
I got a natural 20. Yeah.
Listen,
and then
as long as you remain in darkness, like if you have any light cast on you, this breaks, but you are invisible for all intents and purposes until you touch light.
Nice.
Ladrin?
27.
27. All right, yeah. You all
I've
feel
never
like you
heard that number in my life.
right? That's the number of the
You can roll
gods.
40s in D&D?
Amazing. Yeah, so it seems like you've been stealthy quick enough. What would you like to do? It's perfectly dark in this entire large chamber leading up to the other one. It's maybe 80 feet, 90 feet across in case you wanted to try and get a closer look. Or if you want to turn around and head out, that's okay too. You want to try and look in here with those stealth checks? Got a lot of leeway.
We'll say in the dragon chat, Feora, where the fuck did you go?
in the dragon chat, I'm right here.
You're looking.
Let's keep.
Sorry, dude.
Just gone.
Yeah. Where's it here?
Next to you?
I feel like it's that scene from The Office, where Dwight notices whoever that is standing next to him. I've never seen The Office, but it's just I look over and I just fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'll say in the dragon chat, okay, well, I think if anyone wants to go check it out, it should be Little Miss Invisible over here.
Agreed.
Okay, don't know where that's coming from, but I will go look.
Right. Are you investigating this room to get the layout, or are you trying to identify what's in the next room?
Um, I guess it wouldn't hurt to kind of check out the layout on the way over, but again, to stay in the darkness as long as possible.
Sure.
Mhm.
Try and check out just exactly what we're up against.
Okay. You have dark vision, right? Elves have. All right. So go ahead and make a perception check with advantage to scout the room, and then we'll tackle looking at the other features.
That's a 14 because D&D Beyond has gone back to hating me.
um. Okay. 14. Yeah. I mean, it's pitch black using your dark vision. This room kind of mirrors the room up above. Stands the statue and waters none of that. Um, but the shape of the creature, when you got a closer look, less like Grimace up close, more like a big pile of mud. And as you kind of look around the area and see some of the raised panels on the walls, this was a temple to Borum. Um, and some of the, again, just reading kind of not plaques but long stretches of information belowhand, um, you're able to. It's difficult with dark vision, but you're able to make out that say that there's a bit of a story. There's a whole a panel that runs across like the 90-100 feet of this room. Seems to wrap around it. So you get the beginning part where Borum was a primordial that traversed another prime. They make some references. Clearly not this prime. It's a prime beforehand. And in that prime, um, it shows them as their beginnings as a simple muddy river. And that one summer, a river broke its banks and became a lake in the space of just a 10-day of rainfall. And that ended up becoming the lake of boiling mud that was Borum. Borum would often take the shape of the river once again, and did so at one point as he was being hunted. They were being hunted by three mortals, Bane, Baal, and Merkel, on a quest to become gods themselves. Death. And Borum was all but slain by the three of them. Not quite, but all but. But that's where it kind of ends in this room. Um, mhm. So that leads us over to an investigation check that you can do with advantage because you have time and invisibility. Just don't let don't get too close where the light will touch you. You'll still have your roll, but you won't be.
Right, investigation's 18.
18. Okay. Just I don't have to open those. You see a few. Yeah. Um several creatures in here. By the looks of it, four. There are two earth elementals. They look a little different than ones you've seen on the surface. These almost have more of like a myrmidon shape, a little more of a fish-like mer people kind of appearance, but they're definitely earth elementals. There are two of them, a little larger than the ones you've seen before. There is a fire elemental of the same variety, but poking about behind them stands a, a properly large creature, size of your typical giant, leaned over, made of stone but full of molten cracks, hair of flame. You recognize this from your history as a cinder hulk. You know these things are pretty nasty. They can spew out magma in this big cone in front of them, doing like a lot of damage. It seems like they're all enclosed in this next room that's maybe 80 feet by 80 feet. It's kind of tight quarters for battle with elementals. So that's a DM saying like it would be a pretty difficult challenge to do a full on like a direct thing. Not that it's undoable, but it's kind of tight quarters and the things are moderately strong. You're able to head back to everyone else if you wish, unseen.
In the dragon chat, she'll share everything she saw in the room and the situation with all the elementals.
Can we sneak past them?
They did not.
I don't think so.
All right. Then maybe it's best to turn back, since we don't know if you all can fully recover after since what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, but we back up slowly and quietly.
They're not harming anyone. They're just existing down here, right?
Right, exactly. And I just don't want to, melt.
They're just existing down there with something that blinded you.
Even further below.
Oh, it's further below.
So how did they... So there's no other way down, but they're just there.
You couldn't quite catch. I guess, wait, you had a 14
For which thing?
investigation?
I got 18 for that.
18. So the other side of the room, there was a staircase down. I will say it is a doable fight. It would be just a very difficult fight. Be a challenge. Also, there was only about 4 feet of stone or earth or whatever it is between the upper level and this level, which means there may only be 4 feet the next level below. If you're looking to try anything sneaky, I don't know if anyone has anything that moves earth around or any of that stuff, but
Not prepared today.
I can do lightning and charm people, and that's the extent of my abilities.
Yeah.
Don't suppose they just let us walk by?
We could talk to... Wait, no. We know elementals are like mindless in this world, correct?
The ones on the surface are. These look a little different.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I do speak primordial. I'm sure Ladrin does as well.
Yes, try talking to them.
I mean, if all else fails, we fight them, right?
Right.
What could go
They'll
wrong?
possibly die.
It's fine.
We could possibly die with everyone we talk to.
Yeah. All right.
But the odds are so much more likely over here.
All right, everyone else back up, just in case, I think.
Mhm.
And I will kind of step forward, not being sneaky and trying to like make my presence known. And say in primordial, I come meaning no harm. I wish to talk to you.
You hear like an excited rumble of stones. They begin pouring over towards the doorway. The fire elemental steps through first, and then the two stone. The cinder hulk remains in the other room. The doorway illuminated with the glow of that cinder hulk. Right. The elementals sort of swirl about and along the stone around you. They're not attacking, but they're like sort of excitedly moving about um, the room. The rest of you are up on the staircase. Is that where the rest of you are hiding?
Probably. I'll be avoiding light.
Okay. All right. So just so I know if and when they see you, or if you're like if you're hidden around, up the staircase and around that corner a little bit. With your stealth rolls, they won't. You feel confident they won't see you there, but you can hear. As they buzz about, the Cinder Hulk speaks in Primordial from the other room. Worshipper of Borum, approach and speak, beckoning you into that second room. The other elementals go back into the other room with the Cinder Hulk.
I'll kind of approach and say, I've recently learned about Borum's existence. I want to know more. It's fascinating.
The filling the space of the second room is that Cinder Hulk, because you're like just in the doorway. Wonderful. We have gone long without fellow worshippers. Come, learn Borum's story. They head over to you to kind of pass through back to the first room, and they're gonna kind of walk you around illuminating the wall, showing the story of Borum that Feora had seen. And they sort of speak along the way as they do. And I'm gonna put another thing here because you're gonna see Idrim. And they talk about all that same stuff. I won't bore you with the same thing. Yeah. And then you head into that second room. Are you following it into the second?
Cautiously, but yes.
Okay. Keeping a good distance and like not too close, not too far. You head in, and they continue to tell the story about how these three effectively, air quotes, killed Borum by stealing his heart, which they brought to an area beforehand that was an isle that has become this swamp and this new prime. His heart is known as the Quag Heart.
You sound like a bunch of quag heads.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, come join us. This house is abandoned. It's great. The Quag Heart was, to many, only seen as a malodorous lump of skin and covered in mud. But in truth, is the final remains of Borum, of the lake of boiling blood. And all seem to rumble like lake of boiling blood, like a cult. The Quag Heart has been lost to the murky depths. Some of us have journeyed to seek it, but have not returned. What brings you to learn, worship, or
I take a great interest in powerful beings. I This would not be the first time we have brought one back. My companions and I. We might could do the same for him.
go ahead and make either a persuasion or deception check, whatever you think is more fitting.
We'll go persuasion.
Okay.
Because I was specifically trying to not lie.
Nice.
That's a 15.
Okay.
Shout out to Peace Clerics being proficient in persuasion.
Nice. Okay. All right. So, they seem really convinced. Then, perhaps if you are up to the task, form may be returned. The Quagheart was pierced by an artifact of and remains wounded, unable to. Form's body sometimes manifests without their heart, a husk driven to madness. They must be reunited to make Form whole. Perhaps we can lead you or perhaps we can create an opening to the murky depths that you may seek the quiet heart and return it to the temple.
Yes. Where would this opening be?
We can create one in the bed of the. It's like to the earth elementals in particular.
Okay.
When you are ready.
It may be some time. My companions are waiting outside. We didn't want to overwhelm you. Would it be all right if they entered?
Are they fellow worshippers of?
Yes, they are just as curious about this as I am.
Okay. Very well then. Lava glows through the crevices a little bit more as in excitement at other people.
And I'll say in the dragon chat, they said you guys could come join if you want, but I don't know how much you can hear. They think we're part of their cult. I have neither confirmed nor denied this. Good luck, besties.
You're muted, Dia. Sorry.
Help me, y'all. Help me. Are they a cult of evil Borum, or like, are we cool if we like want to cleanse him or whatever we have to do? Like, what's the? Do they give off a vibe?
They're saying that since they're only mad because they don't have their heart, so like.
All right, maybe we give back the heart and it'll solve all the problems. All right, here it comes.
Do they seem evil?
I'll make a perception or an insight check. This would be insight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, 24.
24 insight. They seem devoted, but they
Yeah.
don't seem inherently like, evil or good. Um, they seem fairly neutral, you know?
Okay. So what happens when we reunite Borum with their heart?
When reunited, Borum will be whole again and properly become one. Then we will wait upon Borum. Like, you definitely get the full cult vibes. Like, oh, we're gonna, whatever Borum says, we're gonna be doing.
Yeah.
So,
Hi, guys.
oh yeah, the Figura and Legion also approaching the Tia. Yep. Okay. Yep. You all kind of come into the light, into that second room. Welcome, fellow worship. Today is a good day.
Are they saying this in common?
Primordial. So if you understand primordial,
I'll translate.
Great.
Oh yeah, great day indeed. So happy to have found a fellow worshiper here in the swamp.
your comrade tells me that you're up to the task of finding the quagga.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Make your preparation when you're ready. We'll go above. Open the floor of the swamp to the murky depths for you.
Right.
Mhm,
Do we
mhm.
want to? All right. In the dragon chat, do we want to do this tomorrow? Because there's a whole ticking clock on your ability to function.
I think it's gonna take us some time to recover. So maybe we should go ahead and get it over with.
All right.
I think it's like 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ellipses, man.
So yeah, I mean, it's up to you all.
I think it's whatever you all feel more comfortable with. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to the quag card, so
I'll ask, what's your name?
That's an excellent question. Where is it?
Or I'll actually phrase it, what can I call you? Because I don't know if elementals have names.
um, right, in primordial. Uh, they do. You can call me Lotella.
Lotella. It's nice to meet you, Lotella. You can call me Greywater.
A pleasure. You may rest here as long as you like. But a warning. Don't be tempted to go any further below. There is danger down there.
What danger?
They will probably. How are they going to go about telling you? Follow me. They turn and kind of go to the other side of the room where that stairwell down is, and walk down and around the switchback, illuminating the hallway. Right, there's stairway down. There's this little tiny hallway and a stairway back. In this little tiny hallway, you see other panels. No longer speaking of Borum, but they're all sort of really weathered and difficult to see the images on. Touch. Gestures to the stone on the wall. Tap on that covers it.
Yeah, I'll put my hand on it.
Okay. Anyone else? Fayor? Dia?
Yeah, I'll touch it.
Ladrin? Okay.
Where could go wrong?
Nice. Let's see. Let me ask you each to do a perception check with advantage, just to gauge like how well this is received.
Oh Lord, how do we do advantage again?
It's below. Or no, there's an ADV
right
button at the
click.
bottom left. Oh, okay.
Right click, thank you.
But ADV, that's fantasy grounds.
Ah, come back.
Madonna.
It didn't do it.
I think
So
I'm
that
going
was
to
an
take an
11.
average. That's what I'll do. Take an average of everyone's. Tuna, what'd you got?
All right.
15.
Okay. Calculator. 15. Dia?
11.
Hey. Feora?
Natural 20 for 27.
Nice. Raise the curve. Latrin?
21.
21. All right. 18 and a half. All right. That's solid. Okay. I need to open up a different note for this exciting thing. All right. You see flashes of this cave space. Several. Not the next floor down, but the floor after that. This open cavern space. And in the center, not quite adhering to the laws of physics, this giant pool of water, probably 100 feet across, exactly circular. Kind of looks like that well of water in the wall that you all experience. Even though there's like nooks and crannies and the edges should be like flowing down and out, it doesn't. It retains a perfectly circular shape and has a slow typhoon spin to it. And in this flash, you're getting, these flashes in your mind. It kind of jumps from one thing to the next. But the sense of arcana, it doesn't matter if you're proficient or not, it is blowing all measures and gauges. Again, Dia, this feels very, very much like touching the weave itself when you were briefly as Mistro. This a name sort of forms in your minds as you're touching it. This that you're beholding down below is a pool of radiance. Where I'll let you all do a history check in case any of you are familiar with a pool of radiance.
Could I do a religion one?
Absolutely. Well,
Okay.
mhm.
Thank God. It doesn't matter.
I'll go backwards this time. Ladrin.
Hit the wrong button. 14.
Okay, doesn't ring a bell. For Ladrin, sorry. Feora.
9.
Okay, yeah, nope. Doesn't ring a bell. Let's see. Being a sorcerer, I'm actually going to give you advantage on this.
Ooh, okay, I'll roll again.
With lineage, so this might just be tied into your magic genetics.
Oh, it's 14.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't quite ring a bell. Tuna?
Mm-hmm.
8.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. What is this tablet going to tell you without you knowing about it? You see the formation of this pool, this pool of radiance. Basically, a naturally occurring magical phenomenon that manifests as a liquid that resembles water, notable for its shimmer, glow, and magical radiance. They are one of the most potent sources of arcane energy in all the realms. These, though, this what appears to be water is the weave. It's like leakage from the weave itself, made manifest. The potency of this is beyond. This is raw. It's a form of raw magic, really not meant for mortals. Hence the insane shine that you were getting from your detect magic and everything, DM. Yeah, the weave on occasion amasses its energies in one place, and the raw arcane energy that manifests, it always manifests as this glowing radiant liquid. So, I mean, without knowing about it yourselves, that's sort of what you get. Um, but you also have a flash of. Would that come in this? No, I think that's it for this. That finishes. And you kind of brought back to your senses. Uh, there are those that guard the pool. And they use a term that's even a little difficult to understand with Primordial, because it really isn't like a name for them in Primordial, but it's basically something that it's a term for undead. It's died and it's lingering still is sort of the Primordial term for a beholder, as well as its companion, is what he says, which you all helped me choose earlier.
Oh, good. I'm so glad we picked big. The way I will convey this to the group is I will say, so the translation's a bit weird here. It's a beholder, but it's undead would be the closest approximation. And it has a companion, but I don't know what that means.
Well, I'm not really looking to die today, so.
So the giant floating water is a beholder? I'm unsure.
Oh no, that's the guardian of it.
Oh.
Or something. That's what they call the guardian, at least.
Okay. Well, I guess if it's not something we need at the moment, we can ignore it.
Yeah. Oh, gods. Okay. This is great. This is so great.
You know, we will be here. You are welcome to rest and prepare as long as you need. You've waited many years. Tell us when you're ready, and we will make way to the murky depths.
Thank you. So do we want to... We have time to rest. They'll allow us the days to recover after the eclipse.
I think that would be best.
I think so as well.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right. You all head up into that room where you make camp for the next 5 days or so. it'll be a weird memory, weird time in your lives where you just kind of remember that time we just set up camp with the all those earth elementals in the cinder hulk. But yeah, they're true to their word, and you're able to rest and recover. You go through the eclipse because you're so well protected. You actually have like physical protectors here too. That would defend you if anyone came in to defend the temple. If anyone came in, I'm not going to go through some of the things with um, the damn eclipse itself. You
Oh,
are find yourselves, Tuna Legion and Bayora, incredibly. Um, it's a little scary, Dia. Like especially for you being the healthy one, seeing your
mhm.
friends and of course Tuna in that state because they are on the verge of death. It's 5 points of exhaustion. It brings them right before death. And you worry you haven't seen this before. Um, Actually, you know what I'll do? The one annoying thing about it is how frequently they all have to use the bathroom during this eclipse because they're weak. And we'll just use that to do our bio break. So consider if you want to have any role play in this period of weakness and everything else, then I want to honor that for you. So consider that on break. And for anyone who take about a 10-minute bio break, we're gonna jump into that and then we'll be back. Yay! All right, off to bio. Our audio will be hot, so you can chat with us if you want. And bio engaged. Okay. I'm just quickly pulling up the Lupine Pandact here to take a look at. Yeah. Yeah, thankfully, it doesn't feel like you've alerted any hunters yet, that any hunters have caught on, or that you've really encountered any. They're pretty good at detecting stuff. But yeah, 5 levels of exhaustion. All right, well, I'll bring us back in. Is there any role play anyone wants to do while 3 of you are in a weakened state and Dia, you're kind of stuck with a caregiver role as much as you want to perform that, you don't have to.
Yeah, no, I think I'm just going to make sure that they're, drinking water, replacing like the damp cloth thing, and just making sure they're okay, because this is truly awful for them to go through, and I'm just gonna be there as much as I can. Well,
Amazing.
outside of that, no extensive role play, no burning questions I want to ask them while their bodies are literally revolting against
So
themselves.
tell me, are you mad at me not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So there is something that I would like to do. Um, as we're about to like settle in and go to sleep. When Dia's checking on Tuna, Tuna's just gonna kind of reach up and grab her hand and say, "Will you stay with me?"
Of course, darling.
Sorry, I picked a really bad time.
I chose to eat.
I watched you take a bite, and I'm like, all right, let's have a moment.
No, it's okay. I'm the one who chose to eat. I should have known. Yeah. Taking their hand. It's like, of course, darling.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I don't like feeling helpless.
It'll pass.
Yeah.
I'll, I'll lay beside them and just hold them.
Oh, okay, and then we're gonna um right, and so you do. So you've got all the care. Um that you need, and of course, Dia's keeping everyone healthy, hydrated through this. It's I won't say, it's not necessarily painful. It's more of just feeling ill, that the aches, the generalized aches you get, and that feeling of weakness and illness, the hot breath, and the skin that feels a little bit of pain to the touch, um, over that first night, and then each day after, of course, as you recover, you feel better and better and better. So we'll just kind of advance time since you're so well stationed here. Amazing work. And you have your 5 days of rest on that fifth day. You feel back to 100%. We'll just sort of say you slept, you woke up that following day. Everyone has lost the last point of exhaustion. And the elementals are just kind of going about their business. They'll engage. They're not butting in too much. They're not really like, do you need anything? But they're, um, doing their worshiping and stuff. And they'll sometimes offer, like, it's this prayer time. Mainly to Dia because everyone else, and as everyone heals. But here you are on that morning, kind of good to go. I'll let you all plan and coordinate.
Sorry, prepping spells.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that's what I think I have water breathing prepared. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I would ritually cast that when we need it.
Mhm.
Okay.
One spell.
That lasts 12 hours?
Uh, sure.
It lasts forever.
24 hours.
Mhm.
24?
Yep.
Woo! Nice. Okay. Yeah, so y'all are getting ready to head out. Of course, oops, let me fix, sorry, let me fix real quick. And you cast that. There, is that it? There you go.
You said for 10 minutes ago, you can
Mhm.
breathe water, you can breathe underwater, you can breathe underwater.
Check your lungs.
Perfect.
You can breathe underwater.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. And the cinder, what are they called? Cinderhold. You're ready. We will head into the swamp. There are waters nearby that will undoubtedly break into the murky depth.
All right
And,
then. Here we go.
right, they'll lead the way. It's only maybe like 20, 30 minutes walk away from the temple before you get into some water that, starts dipping down, and becomes a pretty big body of water here. um, they will, of course, the fire elemental and the cinder, not necessarily wanting to go into the water, will send the two earth elementals. As they break through the floor, the water will drain. Find yourselves ready out in the morning.
Mhm.
We look forward to all praise. Yeah.
Yup.
Nice. Are you all swimming out there? You'll kind of, to be in the water when it drains.
Yeah. Get a
Yeah.
nice little water elevator going.
Nice, nice. Uh, you go out in the middle. You all swim around. Let's start the start the whirlpool. Um, yeah, you swim out there, and the earth elementals don't take long before they break through the bed here. It was a large move earth in a large enough space where they find a connection point to the murky depths. And sure enough, the giant typhoon begins once some air begins to get down in there. You all have water breathing, thankfully. As you are pulled in There's of course a DC to resist it, but because you're all looking, you know what's going on, and you're trying to get down there, I'm assuming everyone's like, "Yep, let's go with the flow."
Yep.
All right. Well, then, oh, we've got some. Got that. Oof. All right, so you are funneled down with the water, and it's at one point, it's a wild ride. There's probably a good 20 feet of earth that they've moved to have this, 10-foot wide. You're getting funneled down before you're dropped out of basically the ceiling in a cavernous space into another pool of water below where all this is pouring down and filling up. And you come up for air, and you see that this space is filling up with water from up above and will be full. But you do see a path you can walk to stay ahead of it a little if you want. There's a lot of it was an open cavernous space full of air, is now filling up with water. There's luminescent life on the walls. Not the same as that glowing fungi in the mountains, but there's some stones that offer light. There are some creatures crawling around that have some bioluminescence, and then sort of a moss that has pulses of light that travel through it every so often. And offer a little bit of a strobe effect over the space that you're walking through. Which is more cave basically at this point. It doesn't take too long. You stay ahead. You're walking through basically cave down here, where the water catches up and fills up the space. So thankfully, you've got your underwater breathing as you're underwater again. And may I ask, the cave as you're walking ahead splits into two different directions, which is forks. Would you like to go left or right? Or what would you like to do as you are confronted with a fork?
Hmm. Are we able to get our bearings as to what direction we need to go to? Like, did the elementals tell us, or is it more of a
More of a search.
we kind of gotta get understand?
Mm-hmm.
I vote left.
Uniseconds, Ladrin, Fayora. We have a third to make it majority. Vote left or right in the cave.
Left is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, left it is. Okay. So you continue through this piece of cave. At one point, the cave leads up and you break air. You break the surface of the water. And it's at enough of an incline where you can comfortably walk up. You don't have to climb. And you find yourselves leveling out, where there's just an expanse. It's almost like a grove underground. There are bits of plant life that hang from these huge crystals that hang off of the ceiling of this cave space. Maybe 20-25 feet tall, the cave space. Crystals probably a good 10 feet themselves. Lots of plant life. There's a low, shallow pool of water off on the right hand side. But there's also. Excuse me, my goodness. Some of that fog and mist has found its way down here. Kind of fills the space. It's not as thick as it was up above. You can see pretty far, but you see the way to go. That little pool of water seems to have a little creek that runs down the cave as there's a slight descent, and the cave itself follows that path. The two in tandem head into the distance. Continue on through the mist in the cave. As you're walking through here, can I have everyone make a quick perception check for
My best skill.
me? um, and Tuna, what'd you get?
12.
12. Okay. Dia?
I got a 16.
Oh, nice. All right. Feora?
I got a 23.
Okay. And Ladrin?
I got a 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feora and Dia, you two are the first to hear whispers in the mist. Now, the mist is moderately thin. You don't see, there's no people there, but you definitely hear whispers. And one of them, the first one is kind of close to you. Feora whispers, "How interesting. What brings you here, the Hell's Gate Marsh?" Look, there's nothing there, but you heard it.
In the dragon chat. Is anyone else hearing that?
I heard it.
Heard
Anyone
what?
thinking? Silent treatment?
Yeah, unless it does anything, I just say we ignore it.
Right.
Okay. You continue on, and you hear more inquisitive little whispers. Interesting group. How have you found yourselves in murky depths? One's kind of close to you, Tuna.
Oh, I hear it now.
Mm,
So we're ignoring it?
yes.
All right.
Hey, they the whispers, you can tell, get a little agitated, not upset, but they're clearly here. They're asking, they like the attention, and so they're a little agitated, ignoring as you continue on. And at one point, they'll say other things. We whispers travel throughout the swamp. We speak with the creatures and with the light. And yeah, with ignoring, they just whisper a bunch of shit like that. Let's see. Let me just see how, because if they're just gonna give up, or if they're stubborn. So they'll continue. Speak with the creatures and the land. We share their secrets with one another. We'll share a secret with you. He whispered near Feora. Actually, that one would probably be closer to Dia.
Ignoring.
Nice. Okay. All right. So you continue along. I wonder, give at the turn. I wonder what they'll lose. I wonder what they'll be willing to give away. And as you continue to pass through, that is the last you hear. The whispers. The mist persists, but there's no more whispers. You navigate around another good 45 minutes of cave and mist before you find yourselves looking at some rather open a space of cave that opens up again, a couple 100 feet wide, and there's a bit of swamp life down here. This has some of the muck and murk that you would expect, and some pools of water low, and it even has a couple of the trees that you found up above. This cavern goes up, looks you lose sight of the in the mist. You can't tell where the top of this cave is. And nestled into the side of a tree as you're just starting to navigate, dotting the landscape, you see little soft flames here and there in the distance, and one rather close. I'll put a picture here in Sundered in the Discord. Um, you notice that in this very swamp-like space, there's an altar nestled into the base of a tree with a soft flame dancing on a candle that's been lit for it. Here we go. And that's the scene. You kind of, it looks like a miniature swamp down here in the murky depths. You see all the mist in the distance, and you get the feeling that those might be other little shrines out in the distance, the other flames. But this one here has a couple candles lit, and something sitting within a bowl inside the altar. You want to take a look? You want to just keep going through this area?
I desperately want to look. My loot brain is on. But I'm also tempted to leave just because the whispers were like the altar, which I assume is this thing. But I'm willing to keep going because this isn't what we're looking for. Just let it be spooky in the dark. How does everyone else feel?
Conflicted.
Yeah.
I mean, just because we go near it doesn't mean we have to sacrifice anything.
This
That
is
is
true.
true.
This is good. This is good logic.
Excellent.
So heading over to check it out. I like this minute amount of rationale that was required.
This is the D&D equivalent of girl math.
Yes.
Amazing.
To explore the altar, but not touch it.
Exactly.
Nice. All right, so you head over to the nice. So you're so fast with that. You head over to the altar, and sitting within is a bowl. It has a lot of ashes in it. And sticking out of the ashes is one pristine, untouched by flame or anything, feather, about a foot long or so, white and curly feather.
Adrian, what's this from?
Can I do a
Yeah, make
nature
a
check?
absolutely.
Let's see if not a little pepper. 15.
Oh, nice. 15. 15's pretty good. So while you haven't encountered this in person, you have been taught about it. It's very likely from a Pegasus.
Oh,
Casual.
Hello, you hear. A voice from slightly up above as you all kind of look up and
Who says we look up?
okay. You don't want to look up?
We're ignoring all
looks
the weird
up.
little voices.
Tuna unfortunately would look up. So
Yeah.
sorry.
The source of the voice you find up the tree a bit, emanating from a face within the wood and bark of the tree. Looks sort of humanoid, a bit of a gnarled and twisted nose with like pieces of bark on the nose. But the eyes are like between some bark that's spread in the mouth. it's not often visitors of your like find their way here to the Whispering Nest.
What do you mean you're like?
Sorry, that was a cough.
Humanoid? Those not of the swamp? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. They're once and all, one and all.
Hi there.
Oh, I hope my manners aren't failing me. It's been quite some time since I've spoken with anyone.
That's
Which
how
is
long? Oh, sorry.
Mhm. Oh no, you go on, darling. Um,
About how long would you say it's been?
Decades. Almost 2 decades. Uh,
Interesting. So time passes normally down here.
believe so?
Good to know.
Hmm.
You don't normally talk to trees like this. I haven't even casted a spell.
Well, I'm glad you're talking with me now. I guess was cursed to be born in this place rather than somewhere with more company.
Mm.
How have you found your way here? If that's not too rude to ask.
A delightful sense of circumstances. What's the deal with the altar?
Oh, the altar. Yes, well, just skip several times. No, just kidding.
Skip some
I was gonna find
dialogue.
my notes past all I am. Well, though cursed to live here, I've been bestowed a gift tied to magics not too far off. Greater magics. I'm able to perform exchanges for people.
mm,
If there's something you need, I almost no doubt provide it. Unfortunately, of course, there is a cost. I require a very particular magical energy, one that comes from sacrifice.
Imagine that.
Yes,
Sorry.
I'm completely surprised. Mm.
No
I
disrespect.
I understand fully. I've been cursed to be born here, truly. I understand it is not a pleasant matter.
What cursed you? Or is it one of those
Um,
curses where you can't talk about how you got cursed?
It's simply this. At least I curse my life here.
Mm.
I've been tethered to some form of as he kind of describes that magical source, you think has something to do maybe with the somewhat nearby pool of radiance. The incredible magic is, there's enough that seeps out and affects people. It's given me the ability to help. I I do wish I could simply help, but um, this is also how I get my nourishment, how I stay alive, performing these exchanges for those that feel their sacrifice is fitting for what they'll receive. And I feed off that magical energy, and I'm able to help in the process. The unpleasant business of sacrifice notwithstanding, of course. There's no requirement to do so. Truly, I simply appreciate the company, the brief stop along your way.
You might say that we sacrificed some of our time already to be here and speak to you.
Indeed. Unfortunately, it has been, well, almost 2 decades since I last exchanged with someone, and I grow very weak. Need a sufficient meal to nourish myself for some time. Is there something which you seek? Perhaps it's out of my capabilities and I can't help anyway.
In the dragon chat, like, clearly I don't want to sacrifice something to this very clearly cursed being, but I particularly feel bad about anyone being trapped in a place. Personally.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We can try to free them.
Okay.
Ladrin would like to ask the cursed being and tree, what particular thing is needed to be sacrificed?
It's tough to describe the value. I do take suggestions into account, but to give examples for each of you, I can see in a shallow way into your minds, almost all of you, because you can't see Nadia's, because you got the thing on. But for you, gestures to Feyor, an example for you. I can smell the scent of your attachment to your swords. Your connection with the blades is almost palpable. If you were to throw those on my flames, they would be destroyed, and I would be nourished. Over to Tuna. An example for you. Yours might be the most filling, but certainly the most difficult to be done. Forgiveness. I can feel the way you hold on to your past, the choices that you made that led to some dire consequences. You would need to give up that tether, that part of you that feels you deserve to feel guilty and wallow in those feelings of despair. You would need to truly forgive yourself, and I would be touched. Looks at Ladrin. An example for you. Your power, and within you is housed an even greater power. It grows from your fingertips, seeking the soil of your heart to bloom. If you were to give me your vines and all their power, you would be nourished. And it turns to Dia, an example for you. I cannot see what lies within your mind, but even someone without sight could see your connection to your friends, and in this one, gestures towards Tuna, your sense of touch, a price that is weightier than it first sounds, mind you. Would you give me this? I would be touched. Such as this curse.
That's a real shame.
I can see why you don't get many visitors, and that must be very challenging because you're quite an elegant conversationalist.
I truthfully wish to be rid of this curse. I would much rather simply offer shade, perhaps fruit even, to passerbys.
Do I believe this?
You can make an insight check. He's pretty expressive, so yeah.
I would love to. It's my worst ability, but here we go. Power of belief.
It's awesome. Oh no! Who didn't believe? Nice. Yeah. It definitely seems like being truthful. Goes on about watching over a town from a hillside. Generations back. Seems to genuinely long for just a simple life of a tree and not all this
Right.
nonsense.
And who holds your curse? Like, who holds the binding intricacies of your curse?
I believe it to be my location where I'm rooted. Draws on waters from something raw and powerful. By the time it makes it to me, I believe it's been tainted by some of the elements of the swamp and the murky depths. But I, of course, have no way to move or relocate myself.
You sound almost like a dryad.
Make an insight check.
Yeah. 11.
Okay. Yeah, like the more you think about that, the more that really kind of keys in. You know, they often watch over an entire forest, of course, but they dwell within the trees. This could, you look at his face, you look at he's almost like trapped. Like maybe he is a dryad that can't escape this tree because of how it's grown. This could just be the forest that he was born from.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm quite ready to give you what you asked for of me.
I understand. It might be better if you all found your way and let my time come to an end.
I'm really mad because I can know remove curse and I don't have it prepared.
Ooh.
Oh, that's better than me thinking I can just set it on fire and put it out of its misery.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that one.
Oh God.
I'll say,
That's awesome.
How long do you think you have?
With no nourishment. Another year, 2.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
I've lived several decades. You need not worry. I haven't had a long life.
I'll come back. You don't deserve this. I think one day, when all of this is over, I'll be able to forgive myself. And when that day comes, I'll be here.
Thank you. Let me ask as well, just in case. Yeah, do you share with anyone? Did you share with anyone that you think they might be a dryad, or is that mostly just you
I fully
thinking?
say that out loud.
Oh, okay. Then, Ladrin, if you wanted to make a survival or nature check, a straight check, then I would say that's fine. You don't have to.
Yes, I
You see,
do.
okay.
That would be a 25.
Oh gosh. Okay. So you see his face come to some semblance of peace, talking with Tuna. Tuna offering to come back when they are ready to forgive themselves. It's sort of mostly resignation, like he's very likely going to die here in the next year, but that it was such a kind and sweet offer, and that maybe that'll happen in time. But just that sense of peace, like had like hopes a little bit spike seeing people, and then just sort of like the resignation, like okay. Uh, and Ladrin, as Diaz said that, thanks to Diaz's insight, here are all the markers of a dryad here. A dryad that had basically a failure to launch. They couldn't leave their initial tree. And you know that when there's corruption, sometimes they can't develop properly, and this is as much as they can express themselves. Um, you do know remove curse often helps. Um, you also know with the 25 of a druidic ritual to move the essence of this dryad into a seed from the tree. You could ask them to create a seed and move themselves into it. And then as long as you plant that seed somewhere within the next year, it can grow new.
So just transplant them somewhere different.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Legion will relay that to the tree, not revealing like the knowledge, I guess, that she knows
Okay.
about the dry stuff, but just giving them, I guess, the option if we can come back and do like a remove curse type thing, or you can come with me now and I'll replant you.
You would do this for me. Looks at all of you.
If you
Yes.
sacrifice a piece of knowledge for me, and if you can for everyone else.
What's that? Sorry.
To sacrifice a piece of knowledge for Ladrin and then for everybody else.
A piece of knowledge. So you're asking him to reveal a piece of knowledge?
Yeah. Instead of us sacrificing something,
Hmm.
they've got to sacrifice something back, but this way I can transplant.
He'll cover. I can try and answer. I can try and impart knowledge from what I know. But as far as producing that knowledge from the exchange, I won't be able to without the aforementioned.
Sacrifice first.
what perhaps I know of information from the murky depths and those that I've spoken with that I can share. What do you wish to know?
I would like to know how to stop the progression of my
That knowledge, sadly, beyond out the magic of the sacrifice. But seeking its origins, I feel, might be the right direction.
Okay.
If you know of them already, they were bestowed by, they must have been bestowed by someone or something. You know who or what that is, I would ask that. If you don't, find out who or what did.
I've been searching for a very, very, very long time. So, but it's on my radar.
If I'm able, he seems searching like he's nervous because he doesn't know everyone, so he's not sure if he can trust everybody, but he feels after talking like y'all seem pretty genuine. If indeed I'm planted anew and grow somewhere with plenty of people to forest, others to speak with, then I'll gather what information I can share. I will be able to.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll help you.
Thank you. And you kind of set up the ritual and prepare, and he shifts into a seed that drops off a limb into your palms. And you've got the seed, the face having receded back in there. The flames on the altar go out, and you now have the seed, this dryad.
Oh. I will tuck it into a jar or something and tuck that into like a pocket. And I'll put it in a bag of holding.
Okay.
I don't know how that's planned.
Can it get put in the bag of holding as a living thing?
No.
It doesn't have doesn't require oxygen yet.
We have the terrarium. Oh wait, no, it's attuned to. Well, with it being,
It's a shared space for all your critters, so if you wanted to uh, keep it in there in the meantime or something, that'd be fine. In the Pokeballs.
put it in the Pokeball.
Okay.
We called it Bud You.
Nigel,
Nice.
get in the Pokeball and ponder where she's gonna plant.
Okay, yeah.
them.
Also, for your own for your information, you're a long-lived species, and if you want this dryad, not knowing when you'll get answers, you want this dryad to, outside of just being kind to the dryad, if you wanted to get good answers for you, you might want to consider where you're gonna plant it near somewhere that might get a lot of magic sort of users, sharing secrets below the trees, or so on and so forth. What forest you want them to charge of as they bud and become a dryad there.
Mm.
I'll think about it.
Just stick it in a park where you know a bunch of wizards live. They'll fucking eat forever.
Exactly.
Man, if only there was some sort of research university.
Ah! Oh my god!
Right? Can I just
That's-
plant them at by the library? Does it have to be a forest?
No. Like, well, the nice part about the forest is they are aware of everything that is said and done in their forest. But do they have to be? No. No.
That's true. Look at that.
All right. Well, this, and I think this. Okay. So, do you continue on? You do see, it's a open cavernous space, but you can kind of explore and see what options there are in here to continue on. uh, yep. Okay. Well, you kind of get a lay of the land down here.
Is that Pegasus feather still there?
Mm-hmm.
Can I take it?
Absolutely. Put it in your inventory. All right, you carry on. You find that there are at least 3 exits heading in different directions, like Y split in the back, 100 feet over this way, 300 feet over that way, and one in the middle. Just different caves that continue on through the mist, but no longer in these open spaces. It's more of like a 15-foot tall, 15-foot wide of cave. Which would you like to take?
These like Gandalf things where like he takes a big old whiff and it's like, follow your nose that way.
The fresh air blows this way.
Nice. Okay.
We went left one time. Let's go right.
Okay. You head right. Excellent. Yeah. You continue through this. This cave space has somewhat rough terrain, but it's not too bad. Little tiny puddles of water here and there dripping. Water from the sides of the cave and the ceiling every so often. But no trees, no swamp, none of that stuff. It's just maybe 15 feet tall, maybe like 12 feet wide for the most part. Inclines and declines, and you're going through it for another, it's probably a good hour and a half of trekking through this and hiking through this. The fog, that mist and fog, does continue through here from that last space, and gets a little thicker the further in you travel. You never lose vision below like 30 feet. You're always at least able to see 30 feet out. But every so often it gets, a little, maybe up to 60, but then back to 30. It's just a pretty dense. Okay. Well, at one point, that fog that stayed 30 feet out rushes in just within a second, just whoop, and billows around all of you, just like you can't see your hand in front of your face. And you hear chatter, each of you. Can I have each of you make a perception check for me, please?
You said perception, right?
I'm sorry. Yes, please.
Okay, no problem.
I will go backwards this time. Ladrin, let me know what you got once you're set.
26.
26? Nice. Okay. Feora? Oh my gosh.
Natural 1 for an 8.
Okay. Dia?
4.
Nice. Tuna?
25.
Ooh, excellent. Okay, so Ladrin and Tuna, the two of you here something first. 25, right? And 25 and 20. What was Ladrin's? 26? Okay, Ladrin. um, you hear as the fog recedes a little bit, while Feora was only 5 feet away. As the fog begins to recede, you hear from where she was standing a different voice. All those years standing up for you, and what did it get me? Balin's voice. As the fog sort of pulls out, you've got about a 30 feet view again, but none of your companions are there, just Phelan. She's looking at you, and what did it get me?
Nope, nope, you're not real. You're not real. You're not
Oh
real.
no!
No.
Now you deny my very existence?
Oh,
I stood up for you every time. At that last day, I stood up because it's what we do for our loved ones. Why didn't you step up and help me? You let them shove me to the ground and to my death? What a miserable way to die. And now you tell me I'm simply not real.
Oh God.
See
Well,
a pain and a sorrow in her eyes, a tear filling one of them. You tell me I'm not real.
Ladrin's equally like crying. Um, is there? Oh God. She's gonna look around again to see if she can see her friend.
There's just a clearing here, right?
Okay. Oh my God.
Can't even look me in the eye.
No, no. You, okay, if this is real, why didn't you just come see me when I was at Moonfell instead of writing a letter saying to just like move on?
Well, why didn't you try and heal me or bring me back? You you let most of my family burn and then just walked away. And you're worried about why I couldn't look you face to face. But no. You walk away when you've burned your new friends, your new crush.
It's not, nope, it's not gonna happen with them because I'm in more control right now. It's not gonna happen.
More control. Ladron, who do you think you're talking to? I'm not someone you can fear. You were too volatile when it comes to this. You don't have control at all. I'm going to put a pin in that because Tuna has a similar experience. The fog comes in, and then where Dia was just a moment ago, you hear a sound and you turn and look, and you're watching a scene play out like a projector on the fog just 5 feet away, and you are watching yourself hoisting barrels and loading them on the docks of Avalon. Crates to not knowing at the time what was within, loading them up, setting them down outside of a busy shop. Wiping your brow and getting back to the ship to continue your work. Um, and then flashes of the city streets alive with people navigating their evenings, the bustling city. Cut very short by massive explosions, ripping apart structures and people alike. The mist fills that space again. And now from where Feyor was, behind you, you hear a voice. Poppy's voice. We're supposed to protect the innocents. You're a baddie.
Poppy,
You're...
no,
Mhm.
I'm not a baddie. I didn't know.
You died. And look at... You brought it all into Avalon. I don't understand. That's supposed to protect the innocents.
I know.
Does this mean I'll be a baddie too? I've looked up to you. Am I going to become a baddie now too? Will I take innocent lives? I don't want that, Tuna.
Neither did I. I wasn't given a choice. I was 19.
You had to know that wasn't good work, though. That wasn't
What was
honest work.
what what was I supposed to do? I was a kid at the docks. No money, no future, no anything. I had to take who would ever would hire someone as young as I was when I started working. I don't know. I thought I'd be a pirate. It was the closest I could get.
Tuna, they all sound like very good reasons. Difficult, I'm sure. Be young and have no one support you. They're good reasons, but do you really believe them? Really believe there was no other way?
No, I don't.
I'm going to put a pin in that right there because that was an awesome. Okay. You're got an 8, I think, and Dio's a 4.
Yeah, I got a 4.
4. Yay, you get to go last. Yeah. Feora, same thing. The fog rushes in and then draws out. And Ladrin, of course, is right near you. Walking pretty close, not quite shoulder to shoulder, but near. And so you're sort of expecting, Ladrin there, but instead you hear the voice of Candor. Well, look who we have.
You're not. It's not you.
Fell right into my trap again.
The hells do you mean a trap in the middle of a fucking swamp?
Active.
I'd expect you'd have better things to be doing.
Oh, I miss the old time. Back in Avalon, yes? You are truly just as responsible as I am about the bomb. You couldn't see through what I was doing then. And what in prime makes you think you're able to now? Have you caught my trail yet? No. I've caught. You won't make it 10 steps from where you stand. But let's have a conversation. No final words. Nothing to say. The great Faora. Mouthy as always. Nothing?
What are you doing?
I'm ending things. There's a thorn in my side that I just can't go on. But how could I not say goodbye in person? Show you I'm the better rogue.
It's funny that you think that.
Here you are, in the middle of nowhere, caught dead in my trap.
Where's the trap, Candor?
Try and take more than 10 steps in front. I'm going to put a pin in that right there. And, yeah. Fog comes in and begins to pull out, but only in like a 4x8 space in front of you, like 4 feet wide, 8 feet deep, maybe 7 feet tall, 8 feet tall.
Fucking
And
this again.
this is a room you know well that forms before you. You spent a lot of time in this room, but you see your parents sitting in this room where you were held for so long. And they're sitting on the little tiny stool that was accommodated your mother, and then in the other part of the corner, the floor, some of the rags that were left in there. Sit your dad. No celebration, no glee in her face, having been rid of you, or anything like that. Instead, they both look glum and melancholy. You hear your mother speak to your father quietly, as though the words are pain and to speak louder would hurt all the more. What have we done? Why were we so sure that this was the right thing to do? You hear your father reply, "If only we could see her again. Just to know she's living and well." And they're just, 5 feet from you.
I want to believe this. I want this to be so incredibly true. Can I open the door at all?
Mm-hmm. The door's ajar. You're standing outside of the room in the mist. Door's ajar. You're looking in. Like they're in the room.
I walk inside.
Okay. They both start a bit and look up and dear. And your father says, and your mother looks over. Oh, baby girl. Are you all right? Are you hurt? I understand.
Do you?
Much as I can.
This has been reoccurring since I've left. Being in this room, unpacking a lot of things. And fundamentally, I know this is not real. But humor me. Why?
Look at one another. The dads stood up. They're sort of like, holding each other a little bit. Heart fear? We saw in you something we wouldn't be able to control. Always been the way of things. Us. We were raised. We thought it needed to be that way with you, and we couldn't. We knew from a very early age. At the time, we rationalized the complexities of the house and our estate and our esteem, eyes of other nobles. One rationalization leads to another, and soon it's easy to make it make sense. Not when we saw you. When we saw you inside, it would come crumbling down. Selfishly, we put you where we wouldn't see you. And where you felt you could somewhat controlled. Sure, that's not a very good answer, but
It's the only one I could expect.
we're not looking for any sort of forgiveness.
Good, you won't receive one.
Just glad that you're alive and well, and hope that you're living for you.
Every time. This is how I want the conversation to go. You to apologize for what you've done, because I now find myself as an adult leaving people trapped in places they can't escape because there's this small voice in the back of my mind saying that they are dangerous, and it's your voices. And I hate you for that.
Well, you've always been very insightful. haven't you? Just too clever for your own good. I think it's time to come with us, dear. They advance towards you.
Oh, fuck that lightning bolt.
Nice. You unleash a lightning bolt that fills the room. 5 foot wide crackle. And just obliterates it. You watch him turn to mist, leaving just the room. And before feeling someone pushing you from behind, you turn around to look.
Absolutely.
You turn around and look, and there your parents stand before you, growing in size, reaching a height that puts you about the same as your perspective when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And they shove you into the room. And I'm going to put a quick pin in that. I'm going to put a quick message in Discord for everyone.
Oh.
That's kind of like a check-in. I want the pin to be where you all want it to be. If enough people are typing, it changes to several people are typing. I've never seen that
Several
before.
people are typing.
Oh. Okay. And with that thrust of these giant pants, the door slams. We're going to end our session there. Thank you for the raid time. Thank you, players. Amazing.
I shouldn't have went in the room. It was the trap.
Nice, nice. We'll have some Patreon exclusives. Yeah, it's probably a little late for that, but we do usually have those, and you get to find out all sorts of secrety details before next session if you're a Patreon subscriber. But for now, thank you, players. You're all so incredible. The roleplay tonight. Chef's kiss. Oh. Thank you, viewers, for hanging out. It's been super fun having you here and getting to chat with y'all. For anyone that is new, if you had fun, consider giving us a follow. You can be alerted as we go live with streams. But we hope, at the very least, that we'll get to catch you next Tuesday night to watch Sundered Faete here with us, our high drama stream. In case you couldn't tell, anyway. We stream every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. to midnight. We're going to raid our friends over at Perception Studio. So please consider giving a Concom Edward raid when you head on over. And we very much look forward to catching you again. All the excite. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely night. Bye.